I could buy your salary with my lunch money." Those words hang in the air of Providence Municipal Court. The man who said them stands in front of Judge Frank Caprio. His name is Desmond Vaughn. He's 23 years old. He looks like money walked into the building and forgot to be human. His jacket is Hermès, black leather. It costs $8,000. His sneakers are off-white, limited edition, $2,400. Around his wrist sits a Patek Philippe watch. The price? $45,000. His other wrist has a diamond bracelet. It catches the light every time he moves. His hair is styled perfectly, every strand in place. He smells like expensive cologne, the kind that comes in a box with silk lining. If you believe that justice should be equal for everyone, rich or poor, you'll want to see what happens next. Desmond stands with his weight on one leg. His hip is cocked to the side. His arms are crossed. One hand holds his phone. It's the newest iPhone, rose gold. He keeps glancing at the screen. His face shows boredom, like he's waiting for a slow elevator. Behind him sits the victim. Her name is Rosa Martinez. She's 54 years old. She wears blue scrubs, the kind nurses wear. They're clean but old, washed so many times they're faded. Her shoes are white sneakers. They have scuff marks. Her hands are folded in her lap. They're rough, working hands. Her eyes are red. She's been crying. Rosa works at St. Mary's Hospital. She's a nurse. Been there 27 years. She works the night shift, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., 4 nights a week, sometimes 5 when they're short-staffed. She has 2 kids, both in college. She pays for it herself. Their father died 6 years ago. Heart attack. He was 51. Rosa drives a 2008 Honda Civic. It has 187,000 miles on it. The paint is fading. One headlight is dim, but it runs. She takes care of it, changes the oil herself to save money. That car gets her to work. It gets her home. It's all she has. 5 days ago, she was driving home from her shift. It was 7:30 in the morning. The sun was just coming up. She was tired. Her feet hurt. She'd helped 12 patients that night. One had coded. They got him back. But it takes something out of you. She was driving on Benefit Street. The speed limit is 30 miles per hour. It's a school zone. Elementary school, right there. Rosa was going 28. She's always careful, especially near schools. Then she heard it. An engine roaring, getting louder. She looked in her rearview mirror. A car was coming up fast. Really fast. It was a McLaren 720S. Bright orange. It looked like it was on fire. The McLaren swerved around her. It missed her by inches. Rosa jerked the wheel. Her heart jumped into her throat. The McLaren cut in front of her. So close. If she hadn't braked, they would have crashed. The McLaren kept going. It flew through the school zone. Kids were walking to school. A crossing guard stood at the corner. She wore a bright vest. She had her stop sign up. Children were in the crosswalk. The McLaren didn't slow down. It blew through. The crossing guard dove back. She grabbed 2 kids and pulled them. They fell on the sidewalk. Safe. Barely. Other drivers saw it. They got the license plate. Someone filmed it on their phone. The video is shaky but clear. You can see the orange car. You can see the crossing guard diving. You can hear her scream. Police found the car an hour later, parked at a luxury condo building downtown. The residences at One Park Row. Apartments there start at $4,000 a month. Desmond Vaughn's name was on a registration. Officers knocked on his door. Apartment 2804. Top floor. Penthouse. A woman answered. She looked annoyed. She said Desmond was asleep. The officers said they needed to speak with him. She rolled her eyes. She went to get him. Desmond came to the door 10 minutes later. He wore silk pajama pants. No shirt. His hair was messy. He looked at the officers like they were door-to-door salesmen. "What?" he said. The officers asked about the incident. Desmond shrugged. He said he didn't remember. He said he'd been at a party. He said he might have driven home. He wasn't sure. His voice was flat. Bored. The officers issued him a citation. Reckless driving. Failure to yield. Speeding in a school zone. They set a court date. Desmond took the paper. He didn't look at it. He closed the door. Now he's here. Providence Municipal Court. Case number 2025, TR 94562. Judge Frank Caprio presiding. The bailiff stands near the judge's bench. His name is Officer Martinez. No relation to Rosa. He's been doing this job for 15 years. He's seen a lot. But even he looks tense today. He got a call this morning. 3 calls, actually. From the mayor's office. Someone wanted this case to go away, quietly. All rise, Officer Martinez says. His voice is strong. It fills the courtroom. Everyone stands. Judge Caprio enters. He's 78 years old. He's been a judge for 38 years. He's seen everything. Rich defendants. Poor defendants. Angry ones. Sad ones. Arrogant ones. He treats them all the same. That's his reputation. That's why people respect him. Judge Caprio sits. Everyone else sits. Except Desmond. He's still looking at his phone. Mr. Vaughn, Judge Caprio says. His voice is calm. Professional. Please approach the bench. Desmond doesn't move. His thumb swipes across his screen. He's watching something. A video maybe. His face is lit by the blue glow. Mr. Vaughn, Judge Caprio says again. Louder this time. Desmond looks up. He seems surprised. Like he forgot where he was. He sighs. A big, dramatic sigh. He puts his phone in his pocket. He walks to the bench. Slowly. Like he's doing everyone a favor. Judge Caprio looks at him. Then he looks at Rosa. She's sitting in the second row. Her hands are shaking. Good morning, Judge Caprio says to both of them. Morning, Rosa says softly. Desmond says nothing. He's looking around the courtroom. His eyes scan the walls. The seal of Rhode Island hangs behind the judge. Desmond's lip curls slightly, like he's judging the decor. Judge Caprio picks up a folder. He opens it. Inside are the police reports. Photos. The video from the phone. Witness statements. Mr. Vaughn, you're here today because you've been charged with several violations. Reckless driving. Failure to yield to pedestrians. Speeding in a school zone. Do you understand these charges? Desmond shrugs. I guess. You guess. Judge Caprio repeats. This is serious. Do you understand that? Yeah, whatever, Desmond says. He shifts his weight. He looks at his watch. The Patek Philippe catches the light. It's blinding. People in the courtroom murmur. A woman in the back row shakes her head. A man leans forward. His mouth is open. Judge Caprio sets down the folder. He looks at Desmond for a long moment. Mr. Vaughn, I need you to take this seriously. This court and these proceedings deserve your respect. Desmond laughs. It's short, sharp. Respect, he says. Dude, I'm here, aren't I? What more do you want? The courtroom goes quiet. Did he just call the judge, dude? Judge Caprio's expression doesn't change. He's been called worse. He's handled worse. I want you to pay attention, to listen, and to show proper decorum. Can you do that? Desmond rolls his eyes. Actually rolls them. Fine, he says. Like a teenager told to clean his room. Judge Caprio nods slowly. He makes a note on his pad. Then he looks at the prosecutor. Counselor, please present the state's case. The prosecutor stands. Her name is Angela Kim. She's 34. Been a prosecutor for 8 years. She's prepared. She knows this case inside and out. Your Honor, on the morning of December 7th, at approximately 7:32 a.m., the defendant was observed driving his vehicle at a high rate of speed on Benefit Street. This is a posted 30-mile-per-hour zone. It's also a school zone. Active school zone. Children were present. She walks to a table. She picks up a tablet. She taps the screen. The courtroom has a monitor. The video starts playing. Everyone can see it. The orange McLaren coming up fast. Rosa's Honda in front of it. The McLaren swerving. Rosa swerving. Then the McLaren shooting ahead. Flying toward the crosswalk. The crossing guard is visible. Her vest is bright yellow. She has her stop sign raised. 2 children are in the crosswalk. They're maybe 7 years old. They're wearing backpacks. Walking slowly. Like kids do. The McLaren doesn't slow. The crossing guard sees it. Her head turns. Her eyes go wide. She drops the stop sign. She grabs both kids. She yanks them back. Hard. They fall onto the curb. The McLaren blasts through. Right where they were standing 2 seconds ago. The video shakes. The person filming is screaming. Oh my God! Oh my God! Did you see that? The video stops. The courtroom is silent. Completely silent. You could hear a pin drop. Rosa is crying. Tears run down her face. She covers her mouth with her hand. Desmond is looking at his fingernails. Examining them. Like nothing happened. Angela Kim speaks again. Your Honor, we have additional evidence. Officer Bradley conducted a traffic stop analysis. Using the video footage and landmarks, he calculated the defendant's speed. He estimates the vehicle was traveling at 68 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour school zone. 68. Judge Caprio says. He looks at Desmond. Is that accurate? Desmond shrugs again. That same bored shrug. I don't know. Maybe. My car is fast. Sometimes you don't realize how fast you're going. You don't realize. Judge Caprio's voice is quiet. Dangerously quiet. Mr. Vaughn, there were children in that crosswalk. But they didn't get hit, Desmond says. Like it's obvious. Like that makes it okay. So what's the big deal? The courtroom erupts. People start talking. A man stands up. His face is red. Are you kidding me? He shouts. Officer Martinez steps forward. Order, he calls out. Everyone please remain seated and quiet. The man sits, but his hands are clenched. His jaw is tight. Judge Caprio holds up a hand. Mr. Vaughn, the fact that no one was injured is not thanks to you. It's thanks to the quick action of a crossing guard who put herself in danger. It's thanks to luck. Nothing more. Okay, Desmond says. He sounds annoyed. Can we just speed this up? I have plans at noon. Plans, Judge Caprio repeats. He writes something down. What kind of plans? Brunch, Desmond says. At the Dorrance. It's a restaurant. You probably haven't heard of it. Someone in the gallery gasps. Someone else laughs. But it's not a happy laugh. It's a shocked laugh. Angela Kim continues. Your Honor, we also have testimony from a crossing guard. Her name is Linda Peterson. She's 62 years old. She's been a crossing guard for 14 years. She submitted a written statement. She says she thought she was going to die. She says she thought those children were going to die. She says she can't sleep now. She keeps seeing that orange car in her dreams. Judge Caprio looks at the statement. He reads it. His face is serious. Desmond yawns. An actual yawn. He doesn't even cover his mouth. Mr. Vaughn, Judge Caprio says. Are you tired? A little, Desmond says. I was out late last night. Celebrating. Celebrating what? My crypto portfolio hit $50 million, Desmond says. His face lights up. This is the first time he's shown any emotion. Pride. I started with nothing 3 years ago. Well, my dad gave me $2 million to invest. But I turned it into $50 million. All me. He's smiling now. A big smile. He wants Judge Caprio to be impressed. Judge Caprio is not impressed. I see. And you were out celebrating. Drinking. A little, Desmond admits. Some champagne. Dom Perignon. The 2008 vintage. It's like $3,000 a bottle. Totally worth it. And then you drove home. Yeah. I felt fine. I'm good at handling my alcohol. Angela Kim jumps in. Your Honor, I'd like to submit additional evidence. The officers who responded to Mr. Vaughn's residence noted signs of possible intoxication. Bloodshot eyes. Slow responses. But the defendant refused a breathalyzer test. You have the right to refuse, Desmond says quickly. My lawyer told me that. So I did. That's not illegal. It's not, Judge Caprio agrees. But it doesn't look good. And combined with everything else. He trails off. He looks at the evidence again. Desmond shifts. For the first time, he looks slightly uncomfortable. Look, this is all being blown out of proportion. I'm a good driver. I've never been in an accident. My car has, all the safety features. It practically drives itself. But you were driving it, Judge Caprio says. Weren't you? Yeah, but... And you chose to go 68 in a 30 zone. I didn't choose. And you chose to drive after drinking. I wasn't drunk. And you chose to put children's lives at risk. Desmond's face flushes. Red creeps up his neck. I didn't put anyone at risk. They're fine. Everyone is fine. This is stupid. Judge Caprio leans back in his chair. He's quiet for a moment. Then he says, Ms. Martinez, would you like to say anything? Rosa looks up. She seems surprised. She wasn't expecting to be called. She stands slowly. Her legs are shaking. She starts. Her voice is barely a whisper. Your Honor, I was just driving to work. I work at the hospital. I'm a nurse. Speak up, please, Judge Caprio says gently, so everyone can hear you. Rosa clears her throat. She speaks louder. I was driving home from my shift. I work nights. I was going the speed limit. I'm always careful. And then he came out of nowhere. I thought he was going to hit me. I thought I was going to die. Her voice cracks. She's crying again. I have 2 kids. They're in college. If something happened to me, they have no one else. Their father is gone. It's just me. Just me. Desmond is looking at his watch again. He's not even listening. Rosa sees this. Her tears stop. Suddenly she's angry. Are you even listening to me? She asks. Her voice is sharp. Desmond looks up. Huh? I'm talking. I'm telling you how you scared me. How you almost killed people. And you're looking at your watch. Sorry, Desmond says. But he doesn't sound sorry. He sounds annoyed that she's calling him out. I heard you. You were scared. I get it. But you're fine. Those kids are fine. Everyone is fine. But we might not have been. Rosa's voice rises. Don't you understand that? Those kids might be dead right now. Because of you. Desmond laughs. He actually laughs. But they're not. So stop being dramatic. The courtroom explodes. Multiple people stand. They're yelling. Officer Martinez has to call for order 3 times. His voice gets louder each time. Finally, people sit down. But they're angry. You can feel it in the air. Rosa sits down too. She's shaking. A woman next to her puts an arm around her shoulders. Judge Caprio is writing. He's writing a lot. His pen moves quickly across the paper. Then he looks up. Mr. Vaughn, I need to ask you something. Do you think you're special? Desmond blinks. What? Special. Do you think the rules don't apply to you? I don't, Desmond starts. Then he stops. He thinks. I work hard. I'm successful. I've earned my lifestyle. That's not what I asked, Judge Caprio says. Do you think you're above the law? No, Desmond says. But he doesn't sound sure. Because your behavior suggests otherwise. You show up late. You use your phone in my courtroom. You're dismissive of serious charges. You laugh at a victim. You mock this process. So I'll ask again. Do you think you're special? Desmond's jaw tightens. He's getting angry. Look, I said I'm sorry, okay? What more do you want? You didn't say you're sorry, Judge Caprio points out. You said the word sorry. But you don't mean it. Do you? I mean it, Desmond insists. But his eyes say different. Okay, Judge Caprio says. If you're sorry, prove it. Tell Ms. Martinez you're sorry. Look at her and say it. Desmond turns. He looks at Rosa. She's looking right at him. Her eyes are red but fierce. Sorry, Desmond says. Flat. Like a robot. Sorry for what? Judge Caprio pushes. For scaring you, I guess. You guess. Desmond's face gets redder. This is ridiculous. I came here. I showed up. I said sorry. What else do you want? You want me to cry? You want me to beg? I want you to show remorse, Judge Caprio says. Real remorse. But I don't think you're capable of that. Oh, I'm capable, Desmond snaps. I'm capable of a lot. Do you know who my father is? Here it comes. Everyone in the courtroom leans forward. No, Judge Caprio says. Who is your father? Trevor Vaughn. He owns Vaughn Capital. He manages $3 billion in assets. He's friends with senators. He plays golf with the governor. He donated $500,000 to this city last year. For the new library. Did you know that? I did not, Judge Caprio says calmly. Well, he did. So maybe you should think about that before you treat me like some criminal. The courtroom is silent again. But this time it's different. This time it's shock. Did he really just threaten the judge? Judge Caprio's expression doesn't change. Mr. Vaughn, your father's donations are appreciated by the city. But they have no bearing on this case. None whatsoever. We'll see about that, Desmond mutters. Excuse me. Judge Caprio leans forward. What did you say? Desmond looks up. For a second he looks scared. Then the arrogance returns. Nothing. I didn't say anything. Angela Kim stands. Your Honor, I need to inform you of something. This morning, my office received 3 phone calls. One from a city councilman. One from a lawyer representing the Vaughn family. And one from someone claiming to be a friend of your office. All 3 calls requested leniency in this case. All 3 mention Mr. Vaughn's family connections. The courtroom erupts again. People are shouting. Officer Martinez doesn't even try to quiet them this time. Judge Caprio lets it go for a moment. Then he bangs his gavel. Once. Twice. 3 times. Order, he calls. Order in this court. Slowly the noise dies down. Judge Caprio looks at Desmond. His eyes are hard. Mr. Vaughn, did you or your family make those calls? I don't know, Desmond says. Maybe my dad did. He's just looking out for me. That's what dads do. That's not what dads do, Judge Caprio says quietly. That's what dads do when they fail to teach their children about consequences, about responsibility, about respect. Desmond's face goes red again. Don't talk about my father. You don't know him. You're right. I don't. But I'm getting to know you. And I don't like what I see. Yeah. Desmond's voice is loud now. Really loud. Well, guess what? I don't care what you like. You're just some old judge in some tiny court in some nothing city. I could buy this whole building. I could buy your salary with my lunch money. There it is. The nuclear quote. The moment everyone will remember. The courtroom goes silent. Not a sound. Not a breath. For 10 full seconds, no one moves. Judge Caprio sits perfectly still. His face is calm. But his eyes are different. They're cold. Hard. Like steel. Desmond realizes what he said. Color drains from his face. I didn't mean. Yes, you did, Judge Caprio says. His voice is soft. So soft everyone has to strain to hear it. You meant every word. Didn't you? Desmond opens his mouth. Closes it. Opens it again. I was just. You were just showing your true colors, Judge Caprio says. Thank you for that. It makes my job easier. He picks up his pen. He writes more notes. A lot of notes. The only sound in the courtroom is pen on paper. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Then he sets the pen down. He looks at Angela Kim. Counselor, do you have anything else? Yes, Your Honor. Angela picks up a stack of papers. We have additional statements from witnesses. A school teacher who was walking to work. She saw the entire thing. She said she's never been so scared in her life. We have a statement from Mrs. Peterson, the crossing guard. She says she's been having nightmares. She's considering quitting her job. She doesn't feel safe anymore. Angela pauses. We also have this. She holds up her phone. Mr. Vaughn posted on social media yesterday. On Instagram. He has 47,000 followers. Would you like to see it? Please, Judge Caprio says. Angela taps her phone. The courtroom monitor lights up. It's an Instagram story. Desmond is in the photo. He's sitting in his McLaren. The orange one. He's making a peace sign. The caption reads, Court tomorrow LOL. Pray for me. Or don't. I'll be fine. Money talks. People in the gallery gasp. A woman actually stands up and points at Desmond. Are you serious? She yells. Officer Martinez moves toward her. She sits down, but she's shaking her head. Her face is disgusted. Judge Caprio looks at Desmond. Money talks. Desmond won't look at him. He's staring at the floor. It was just a joke. A joke, Judge Caprio repeats. You think this is funny? No. I mean yes. I mean. Desmond runs his hand through his perfect hair. It's not so perfect now. It's messy. It was just for my followers. It didn't mean anything. It meant everything, Judge Caprio says. It showed that you don't take this seriously. That you think you can just pay your way out. That money will solve this problem. He leans forward. But Mr. Vaughn, you're wrong. Money doesn't talk in my courtroom. Justice talks. Truth talks. Accountability talks. And right now, they're all saying the same thing. Desmond looks up. For the first time, there's real fear in his eyes. What? Judge Caprio doesn't answer. Instead, he looks at Angela Kim. Does the state have a sentencing recommendation? Yes, Your Honor. Given the severity of the offense, the danger to public safety, and the defendant's complete lack of remorse, we recommend the maximum penalties allowed by law. Noted, Judge Caprio says. He looks at Desmond. Mr. Vaughn, do you have anything to say before I render judgment? Desmond's lawyer jumps up. The lawyer's name is Richard Blake. He's been sitting quietly this whole time. Watching. Waiting. He's expensive. His suit costs $5,000. He's been a lawyer for 20 years. He wins most of his cases. Usually by making deals. By negotiating. By using connections. Your Honor, Richard says. May I have a moment with my client? No, Judge Caprio says. You've had plenty of time. Your client chose to speak for himself. Now he can face the consequences. Richard sits down. Slowly. He looks at Desmond. His expression says, I told you to keep quiet. Desmond stands there. His mouth opens, closes, opens again. Your Honor, I'm sorry. I really am. I was stupid. I was acting like an idiot. He stops. He looks at Rosa. She's watching him. Her face is hard. I'm sorry, he says to her. I'm really sorry. Rosa says nothing. She just stares at him. Judge Caprio watches this. Then he speaks. Mr. Vaughn, I'm going to tell you a story. When I was your age, I was nobody. I grew up in a neighborhood where nobody had anything. My father worked in a factory. My mother cleaned houses. We had nothing. But you know what we had? Respect. For ourselves. For others. For our community. He pauses. I worked my way through college. Through law school. I studied while my friends were out having fun. I worked 2 jobs. I ate ramen noodles for dinner most nights. I rode the bus because I couldn't afford a car. And when I finally became a lawyer, then a judge, I made a promise. I promised to treat everyone fairly. Rich or poor. Black or white. Young or old. Everyone. His voice gets stronger. You come into my courtroom wearing clothes that cost more than most people make in a year. You drive a car that costs more than most people make in 5 years. You have wealth that most people can't even imagine. And you think that makes you special. You think that puts you above the law. Above consequences. Above decency. Desmond is shaking now. Actually shaking. Let me tell you something about money, Judge Caprio continues. Money is not a measure of worth. It's not a measure of character. It's just money. It can be earned. It can be given. It can be stolen. It can be lost. But character? That's different. Character is built through choices. Through actions. Through how you treat people when you have power over them. He looks directly at Rosa. Ms. Martinez, how much do you make a year? Rosa looks surprised. About $52,000, Your Honor. And how many hours do you work? Usually about 50 hours a week. Sometimes more. Judge Caprio does the math in his head. So about $20 an hour. For taking care of sick people. For saving lives. For working nights while your kids sleep. For sacrificing your health and your time so others can be healthy. He turns to Desmond. And you, Mr. Vaughn. You said you turned $2 million into $50 million in 3 years. That's impressive. Mathematically impressive. But did you save any lives? Did you make anyone healthier? Did you help anyone but yourself? Desmond doesn't answer. I'll answer for you, Judge Caprio says. No, you didn't. You played with numbers on a computer. You took money and made more money. That's fine. That's capitalism. But don't confuse it with contribution. Don't confuse it with value. And don't you dare confuse it with worth. The courtroom is completely silent. Everyone is hanging on every word. Ms. Martinez contributes more to society in one shift than you've contributed in your entire life. And yet you treated her like she was nothing. You dismissed her fear. You mocked her pain. You laughed at her trauma. Because you have money, and she doesn't. Judge Caprio's voice drops. Gets quieter. Harder. That ends today. Desmond's legs look weak. He's gripping the table in front of him. His knuckles are white. Desmond Vaughn, I find you guilty of reckless driving, failure to yield to pedestrians, and speeding in a school zone. These are serious offenses. They endanger lives. They showed complete disregard for public safety. And your behavior in this courtroom has shown complete disregard for justice itself. He picks up his gavel. I will now announce your sentence. Listen carefully. Desmond's lawyer puts his hand on Desmond's shoulder. Desmond shakes it off. First, Judge Caprio says, financial penalties. You are fined $25,000. This fine will be paid to the city of Providence. It will go toward traffic safety programs, toward hiring more crossing guards, toward making school zones safer. So your recklessness will actually contribute something positive. Desmond barely reacts. $25,000 is nothing to him. He spends that in a month on clothes. Second, Judge Caprio continues. Your license is suspended for 180 days. 6 months. During that time, you will not drive any vehicle. Not your McLaren. Not any car. Not even a bicycle on public roads. If you are caught driving, you will go to jail immediately. Do you understand? Yes, Desmond says quietly. Third, Judge Caprio says. He pauses. This is the big one. Community service. You will complete 300 hours of community service. And I'm going to be very specific about what you'll do. Desmond looks up. His eyes are wide. You will serve as a crossing guard every Saturday and Sunday morning from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. for the next 8 months. You will report to Benefit Street, the exact location where you almost killed 2 children. You will wear the uniform, the yellow vest. You will hold the stop sign. You will help children cross safely. Rain or shine, heat or cold, every weekend. No exceptions. The courtroom erupts. People are clapping. Some are cheering. Officer Martinez doesn't stop them this time. Desmond's face goes white. You can't. I can't. That's what? Judge Caprio asks. Humiliating. Good. Maybe humiliation will teach you humility. But people will see me. They'll take pictures. It'll be all over social media. Yes, Judge Caprio says simply. Yes, it will. Just like your post was all over social media. The one that said money talks. Well, now we'll see what you have to say when you're standing on a street corner with a stop sign. Desmond's lawyer stands. Your Honor, I object. This is excessive. It's denied, Judge Caprio says. Sit down, Mr. Blake. Richard sits. Fourth, Judge Caprio continues. You will write a letter of apology. Handwritten. Not typed. Not dictated to an assistant. You will write it yourself. It will be no less than 1,500 words. You will explain what you did, why it was wrong, what you learned. You will give this letter to Mrs. Linda Peterson, the crossing guard you terrorized. You will read it to her in person, and you will mean every word. Desmond is crying now. Actually crying. Tears run down his face. His perfect hair is falling in his eyes. His expensive watch seems heavy on his wrist. Fifth, Judge Caprio says. You will speak at 3 local schools. You will talk to students about traffic safety, about the dangers of reckless driving, about privilege and responsibility. You will not read from a script. You will speak from the heart, or as close to a heart as you can manage. The people in the gallery are nodding. Some are smiling. Justice is happening. Real justice. Sixth, Judge Caprio continues. You're forbidden from posting about this case on social media. Any posts, any mentions, any jokes. If you post anything, your community service will double. If you post twice, you'll go to jail. Do you understand? Yes, Desmond whispers. And seventh, Judge Caprio says. He saves the best for last. You will pay restitution to Ms. Martinez. You nearly caused her to crash. She could have been hurt. She could have died. Her car could have been damaged. So you will pay her $10,000 for emotional distress. And you will pay it within 30 days. Rosa gasps. She puts her hand over her mouth. $10,000. That's almost a quarter of her yearly salary. But wait, Judge Caprio says. He's not done. There's one more thing. Your behavior in this courtroom was unacceptable. You insulted me. You insulted this court. You insulted the law itself. So I'm holding you in contempt of court. Desmond's head snaps up. What? Bailiff, Judge Caprio says. Take Mr. Vaughn into custody. Officer Martinez moves forward. He has handcuffs in his hand. What? No, you can't. Desmond backs up. This is crazy. This is abuse of power. This is consequences, Judge Caprio says calmly. You said you could buy my salary with your lunch money. Let's see if you can buy your way out of jail. Officer Martinez reaches Desmond. Turn around, sir. Hands behind your back. Desmond looks at his lawyer. Do something. Richard stands. He looks helpless. Your Honor, please. My client is young. He made mistakes. But jail is exactly where he needs to be, Judge Caprio finishes. For 15 days. Maybe some time behind bars will teach him that money doesn't solve everything. Officer Martinez puts the handcuffs on Desmond's wrists. They click shut. The sound echoes through the courtroom. Desmond is full-on sobbing now. Please, please, I'm sorry. I'll do the community service. I'll write the letter. I'll pay the money. Please don't put me in jail. You should have thought of that before, Judge Caprio says. You should have thought of that when you drove 68 miles per hour past a school. When you nearly killed children. When you came into my courtroom and treated everyone with contempt. Actions have consequences, Mr. Vaughn. It's time you learned that. Officer Martinez starts to lead Desmond away. Desmond's expensive shoes shuffle on the floor. His diamond bracelet catches the light. He looks back at his lawyer. Dad. Call my dad. He'll fix this. Your father can't fix this, Judge Caprio says. No one can. You did this to yourself. The courtroom doors open. Desmond is led through them. He's still crying, still begging. The doors close behind him. The sound is final. The courtroom is silent for a moment. Then someone starts clapping. Slowly at first. Then others join in. Soon the whole room is clapping. Even some of the court staff are clapping. Judge Caprio doesn't smile, but his eyes soften. Just a little. He looks at Rosa. Ms. Martinez, I'm sorry you had to go through this. Both the incident and this hearing. I hope the restitution helps. And I hope you feel safer knowing that justice was served. Rosa stands. She's crying again. But these are different tears. Happy tears. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you so much. Don't thank me, Judge Caprio says. Thank yourself. You had the courage to come here. To face him. To demand justice. That took strength. Rosa nods. She sits back down. The woman next to her hugs her. Judge Caprio looks at the rest of the courtroom. Let this be a lesson to everyone. In this court we are all equal. Rich or poor. Powerful or not. The law applies to everyone the same. That's what justice means. That's what America means. If you forget that, you'll end up just like Mr. Vaughn. In handcuffs. Facing consequences. He bangs his gavel. Once. Court is adjourned. Everyone stands. Judge Caprio leaves through his door. The courtroom slowly empties. People talk in hushed voices. They're processing what they just saw. Justice. Real raw justice. Outside the courthouse, news cameras are waiting. Someone filmed part of the hearing on their phone. It's already online. The video of Desmond saying, "I could buy your salary with my lunch money," is going viral. People are sharing it, commenting on it, debating it. Some people think Judge Caprio was too harsh. They say 15 days in jail is too much. They say community service as a crossing guard is humiliating. But most people disagree. Most people think Desmond got exactly what he deserved. Maybe even less. The video gets 2 million views in 24 hours. 5 million in 48 hours. By the end of the week, it's been viewed 20 million times. News outlets pick it up. CNN covers it. Fox News covers it. Every social media platform is talking about it. Desmond's Instagram account goes private, but not before people screenshot his posts. His pictures of expensive cars, expensive clothes, expensive everything. People are posting them with comments, mocking him, calling him out. His father, Trevor Vaughn, releases a statement. It says, "My son made serious mistakes. He's facing the consequences. I support the judge's decision. I hope Desmond learns from this experience." Behind closed doors, Trevor is furious. But he knows he can't fight this. The public opinion is too strong. If he tries to intervene, it'll make things worse. So he lets his son face the music. Desmond spends 15 days in the Providence County Jail. It's not a nice place. It's not a hotel. It's jail. Real jail. With bars and concrete and food that tastes like cardboard. He shares a cell with 3 other men. They know who he is. Everyone knows who he is. The rich kid who thought he was above the law. They don't beat him up. But they don't make it easy either. They take his food. They take his blanket. They make him sleep on the floor. He learns quickly that money means nothing here. Respect is earned. And he has none. He doesn't sleep much. The lights never fully turn off. Someone is always snoring. Or yelling. Or crying. The toilet is in the corner. No privacy. No dignity. It's the longest 15 days of his life. When he gets out, his lawyer picks him up. Richard Blake drives him home in silence. Desmond looks terrible. He's lost weight. His hair is greasy. His eyes are hollow. He's wearing the same clothes he wore to court. They smell like jail. "Your community service starts tomorrow," Richard says as they pull up to Desmond's building. 7 a.m. sharp. Don't be late. If you're late even once, you go back to jail. Desmond nods. He doesn't speak. He gets out of the car. He walks into his building like a ghost. That night, he lies in his bed. His expensive bed with its silk sheets. He stares at the ceiling. He thinks about the past 2 weeks. About the fear. The humiliation. The reality. For the first time in his life, he understands. He's not special. Money doesn't make him special. It just makes him lucky. And luck can run out. The next morning, Desmond wakes up at 5:30 a.m. He hasn't woken up this early in years. He puts on jeans and a plain t-shirt. No designer clothes. No jewelry. Just simple clothes. He looks at his Patek Philippe watch. Then he takes it off. He puts on a cheap digital watch. $15 from Target. He bought it yesterday. He takes the bus to Benefit Street. He can't drive. His license is suspended. The bus is crowded. People are going to work. Real jobs. Real work. He stands in the back. Nobody recognizes him. Or if they do, they don't say anything. He gets off at the right stop. He walks to the corner. Benefit Street and Hope Street. There's already someone there. Linda Peterson. The crossing guard he almost killed. She looks at him. Her face is hard. "You're Desmond," she says. It's not a question. "Yes, ma'am," he says quietly. She hands him a yellow vest. "Put this on." He does. It says crossing guard in big black letters on the back. It's bright. Neon bright. Everyone will see him. She hands him a stop sign. "You hold this up when kids need to cross. You step into the street. You stop traffic. You protect them. Got it?" "Yes, ma'am." Rosa gasps. She puts her hand over her mouth. $10,000. That's almost a quarter of her yearly salary. But wait, Judge Caprio says. He's not done. There's one more thing. Your behavior in this courtroom was unacceptable. You insulted me. You insulted this court. You insulted the law itself. So I'm holding you in contempt of court. Desmond's head snaps up. What? Bailiff, Judge Caprio says. Take Mr. Vaughn into custody. Officer Martinez moves forward. He has handcuffs in his hand. What? No, you can't. Desmond backs up. This is crazy. This is abuse of power. This is consequences, Judge Caprio says calmly. You said you could buy my salary with your lunch money. Let's see if you can buy your way out of jail. Officer Martinez reaches Desmond. Turn around, sir. Hands behind your back. Desmond looks at his lawyer. Do something. Richard stands. He looks helpless. Your Honor, please. My client is young. He made mistakes. But jail is exactly where he needs to be, Judge Caprio finishes. For 15 days. Maybe some time behind bars will teach him that money doesn't solve everything. Officer Martinez puts the handcuffs on Desmond's wrists. They click shut. The sound echoes through the courtroom. Desmond is full-on sobbing now. Please, please, I'm sorry. I'll do the community service. I'll write the letter. I'll pay the money. Please don't put me in jail. You should have thought of that before, Judge Caprio says. You should have thought of that when you drove 68 miles per hour past a school. When you nearly killed children. When you came into my courtroom and treated everyone with contempt. Actions have consequences, Mr. Vaughn. It's time you learned that. Officer Martinez starts to lead Desmond away. Desmond's expensive shoes shuffle on the floor. His diamond bracelet catches the light. He looks back at his lawyer. Dad. Call my dad. He'll fix this. Your father can't fix this, Judge Caprio says. No one can. You did this to yourself. The courtroom doors open. Desmond is led through them. He's still crying. Still begging. The doors close behind him. The sound is final. The courtroom is silent for a moment. Then someone starts clapping. Slowly at first. Then others join in. Soon the whole room is clapping. Even some of the court staff are clapping. Judge Caprio doesn't smile, but his eyes soften. Just a little. He looks at Rosa. Ms. Martinez, I'm sorry you had to go through this. Both the incident and this hearing. I hope the restitution helps. And I hope you feel safer knowing that justice was served. Rosa stands. She's crying again. But these are different tears. Happy tears. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you so much. Don't thank me, Judge Caprio says. Thank yourself. You had the courage to come here. To face him. To demand justice. That took strength. Rosa nods. She sits back down. The woman next to her hugs her. Judge Caprio looks at the rest of the courtroom. Let this be a lesson to everyone. In this court we are all equal. Rich or poor. Powerful or not. The law applies to everyone the same. That's what justice means. That's what America means. If you forget that, you'll end up just like Mr. Vaughn. In handcuffs. Facing consequences. He bangs his gavel. Once. Court is adjourned. Everyone stands. Judge Caprio leaves through his door. The courtroom slowly empties. People talk in hushed voices. They're processing what they just saw. Justice. Real raw justice. Outside the courthouse, news cameras are waiting. Someone filmed part of the hearing on their phone. It's already online. The video of Desmond saying, "I could buy your salary with my lunch money," is going viral. People are sharing it, commenting on it, debating it. Some people think Judge Caprio was too harsh. They say 15 days in jail is too much. They say community service as a crossing guard is humiliating. But most people disagree. Most people think Desmond got exactly what he deserved. Maybe even less. The video gets 2 million views in 24 hours. 5 million in 48 hours. By the end of the week, it's been viewed 20 million times. News outlets pick it up. CNN covers it. Fox News covers it. Every social media platform is talking about it. Desmond's Instagram account goes private, but not before people screenshot his posts. His pictures of expensive cars, expensive clothes, expensive everything. People are posting them with comments, mocking him, calling him out. His father, Trevor Vaughn, releases a statement. It says, "My son made serious mistakes. He's facing the consequences. I support the judge's decision. I hope Desmond learns from this experience." Behind closed doors, Trevor is furious. But he knows he can't fight this. The public opinion is too strong. If he tries to intervene, it'll make things worse. So he lets his son face the music. Desmond spends 15 days in the Providence County Jail. It's not a nice place. It's not a hotel. It's jail. Real jail. With bars and concrete and food that tastes like cardboard. He shares a cell with 3 other men. They know who he is. Everyone knows who he is. The rich kid who thought he was above the law. They don't beat him up, but they don't make it easy either. They take his food. They take his blanket. They make him sleep on the floor. He learns quickly that money means nothing here. Respect is earned, and he has none. He doesn't sleep much. The lights never fully turn off. Someone is always snoring, or yelling, or crying. The toilet is in the corner. No privacy, no dignity. It's the longest 15 days of his life. When he gets out, his lawyer picks him up. Richard Blake drives him home in silence. Desmond looks terrible. He's lost weight. His hair is greasy. His eyes are hollow. He's wearing the same clothes he wore to court. They smell like jail. "Your community service starts tomorrow," Richard says as they pull up to Desmond's building. 7 a.m. sharp. Don't be late. If you're late even once, you go back to jail. Desmond nods. He doesn't speak. He gets out of the car. He walks into his building like a ghost. That night, he lies in his bed. His expensive bed with its silk sheets. He stares at the ceiling. He thinks about the past 2 weeks. About the fear. The humiliation. The reality. For the first time in his life, he understands. He's not special. Money doesn't make him special. It just makes him lucky. And luck can run out. The next morning, Desmond wakes up at 5:30 a.m. He hasn't woken up this early in years. He puts on jeans and a plain t-shirt. No designer clothes. No jewelry. Just simple clothes. He looks at his Patek Philippe watch. Then he takes it off. He puts on a cheap digital watch. $15 from Target. He bought it yesterday. He takes the bus to Benefit Street. He can't drive. His license is suspended. The bus is crowded. People are going to work. Real jobs. Real work. He stands in the back. Nobody recognizes him. Or if they do, they don't say anything. He gets off at the right stop. He walks to the corner. Benefit Street and Hope Street. There's already someone there. Linda Peterson. The crossing guard he almost killed. She looks at him. Her face is hard. "You're Desmond," she says. It's not a question. "Yes, ma'am," he says quietly. She hands him a yellow vest. "Put this on." He does. It says crossing guard in big black letters on the back. It's bright. Neon bright. Everyone will see him. She hands him a stop sign. "You hold this up when kids need to cross. You step into the street. You stop traffic. You protect them. Got it?" "Yes, ma'am." "Good." She looks at him for a long moment. "You almost killed 2 kids right here. That boy over there." She points. A little boy is walking with his mom. He's maybe 6 years old. He has a Spider-Man backpack. That was one of them. His name is Marcus. He still has nightmares about the orange car. His mom says he screams in his sleep. Desmond feels sick. He looks at the little boy. "Marcus." The boy laughs at something his mom says. He's so small, so innocent. And that girl. Linda points again. A little girl with braids is holding her dad's hand. That's Sophia. She won't cross the street by herself anymore. Even with me there. She's too scared. She thinks a car will come out of nowhere and hit her. Desmond's eyes fill with tears. I'm so sorry, he whispers. Tell them, Linda says. Not me. Them. Desmond nods. He wipes his eyes. The first cars start coming. Morning traffic. People going to work. School is starting soon. Kids start appearing. Walking with parents. Walking with siblings. Some walking alone. Remember, Linda says. These kids trust you. They trust that you'll keep them safe. Don't let them down. I won't, Desmond says. And he means it. The first group of kids reaches the corner. 3 girls. They're chatting and laughing. They have matching backpacks. They see the crossing guards. They wait. Desmond steps into the street. He holds up the stop sign. A car approaches. It slows. It stops. Desmond waves the girls across. They cross quickly. Safely. Good morning, one of them calls. Good morning, Desmond says. His voice cracks. This happens again and again. 4 hours. Kids cross. Cars stop. Desmond holds the sign. His arm gets tired. His feet hurt. The sun gets hot. He's sweating through his shirt. But he doesn't stop. At one point, a teenager walks by with his phone out. He's filming. Yo, that's the rich dude. The one from the video. He laughs. He posts it online. Within an hour, it's everywhere. Pictures of Desmond in his crossing guard vest. Holding a stop sign. Looking miserable. The comments pour in. Some people mock him. Karma. From McLaren to stop sign. How the mighty fall. But others are different. Good. He's learning. This is what consequences look like. Maybe there's hope for him. Desmond sees some of the posts. Linda shows him. She thinks he should see them. See what people think. He reads the comments. Each one is like a punch to the gut. But he deserves it. He knows he deserves it. Week after week, he shows up. 7 a.m. Every Saturday. Every Sunday. Rain or shine. Some days it's cold. His hands freeze. He can't feel his fingers. Some days it's hot. Sweat pours down his back. Some days it rains. His vest gets soaked. But he shows up. The kids start to recognize him. They wave. Some of them talk to him. Good morning, Mr. Desmond, they say. Like he's a Rayall crossing guard. Like he belongs there. One day, a little boy drops his toy. A small car. It rolls into the street. He starts to run after it. Without thinking, Desmond grabs him. Pulls him back. Wait. Desmond says. He checks for traffic. It's clear. He walks into the street. He picks up the toy. He brings it back. Here you go. But never run into the street. Okay. Always wait for a grown-up. The boy nods. Okay. Thank you. His mom smiles at Desmond. Thank you, she says. She means it. Desmond feels something. Something new. Pride? No. Something different. Purpose. He did something good. Something that mattered. For the first time in his life, he helped someone. Really helped. Not with money. With action. With care. Weeks turn into months. Desmond keeps showing up. He completes his hours. All 300 of them. It takes 8 months. 8 months of weekends. 8 months of waking up early. 8 months of standing on that corner. The same corner where he almost killed 2 kids. He writes the letter to Linda. It takes him 3 days. He writes draft after draft. He throws away 20 versions. Finally, he writes one that feels true. That feels honest. It's 1,847 words. He handwrites it. His hand cramps. But he finishes. He reads it to her in person. His voice shakes. He cries while reading it. So does she. When he finishes, she doesn't say anything at first. Then she hugs him. It's a quick hug. But it means everything. He speaks at the schools. 3 of them. Elementary schools. He stands in front of kids and teachers and parents. He tells them what he did. How he was stupid. How he was selfish. How he almost killed people. How he learned. How he's trying to be better. The kids ask questions. Do you still drive fast? No. Are you still mean? I'm trying not to be. Do you like being a crossing guard? Actually, yes. I do. He pays Rosa her $10,000. He delivers it himself. He goes to her hospital. He waits in the cafeteria until her shift is over. When she sees him, she looks surprised. Mr. Vaughn. Ms. Martinez, he says. I have something for you. He hands her a check. $10,000. And I have something else. He hands her a letter. Another handwritten letter. You don't have to read it now. Or ever. But I wanted you to have it. To know that I'm sorry. Really sorry. For everything. Rosa takes the check. She takes the letter. She looks at him. Really looks at him. He looks different. Thinner. Humbler. More human. Thank you, she says. No, Desmond says. Thank you. For having the courage to come to court. For demanding justice. You changed my life. Rosa doesn't know what to say. So she just nods. 8 weeks after his community service ends, Desmond returns to court. It's a review hearing. Judge Caprio wants to see proof of completion. Wants to hear how it went. The courtroom is less crowded this time. But there are still people. Some came to see what happens. Some are reporters. News cameras are outside. Desmond enters. He looks so different from the first time. He's wearing simple clothes. Khakis and a button-down shirt. No designer labels. No jewelry. Just clean, simple clothes. His hair is neat but not styled. He looks normal. He approaches the bench. Judge Caprio watches him. Studies him. Mr. Vaughn, Judge Caprio says, you're here for your review hearing. How did your community service go? It went well, Your Honor. Desmond's voice is steady. Respectful. I completed all 300 hours. I have the documentation here. He hands papers to the bailiff. Officer Martinez brings them to the judge. Judge Caprio looks through them. Attendance sheets. All signed by Linda Peterson. Every single week. No absences. No late arrivals. Mrs. Peterson provided statement. Judge Caprio says. Would you like to hear it? Yes, sir. Judge Caprio reads. Mr. Vaughn showed up every week. On time. He took the job seriously. He was respectful to the children. He protected them. He learned. By the end, he was a good crossing guard. Maybe even a great one. The kids liked him. I think he liked them too. I believe he's changed. I believe he learned his lesson. Judge Caprio looks up. That's high praise. She's a good person, Desmond says. Better than I deserved. And the letters. The school talks. All done, Your Honor. I have documentation for those too. Judge Caprio reviews everything. It's all there. Complete. Thorough. More than required. Mr. Vaughn, tell me. What did you learn? Desmond takes a breath. I learned that I'm not special. I learned that money doesn't make you better than anyone else. I learned that every action has consequences. Every choice matters. I learned that the world doesn't revolve around me. He pauses. I learned that a crossing guard does more good in one morning than I did in my whole life. I learned that helping people feels better than buying things. I learned that respect is earned, not bought. And I learned that being humble isn't weakness. It's strength. Judge Caprio nods slowly. Good. Those are important lessons. I also learned something else, Desmond continues. I learned that I want to be better. Not just act better. Be better. So I've made some changes. What kind of changes? I sold my McLaren. I donated the money to traffic safety programs. I sold most of my expensive stuff. I still have money. I'm not going to pretend I'm poor. But I don't need all that stuff. I don't need to prove anything. Judge Caprio raises his eyebrows. That's significant. And I started a foundation, Desmond says. The Vaughn Safety Foundation. It funds crossing guard programs. It provides safety equipment to schools. It's not huge yet, but it's a start. I want to use my resources for good. Actually good. Not just for me. The courtroom is silent. People are listening. Really listening. I also volunteer, Desmond adds. At a youth center. I teach kids about financial literacy. About making good choices. About not making the mistakes I made. And I like it. I like helping. It feels good. Judge Caprio leans back in his chair. He's quiet for a long moment. Then he speaks. Mr. Vaughn, when you first came into my courtroom, I saw an arrogant young man who thought he was above the law. Who thought money solved everything. Who had no respect for anyone or anything. Desmond nods. That's who I was. Today, Judge Caprio continues, I see someone different. Someone humble. Someone who learned. Someone who's trying to make amends. That takes courage. Thank you, Your Honor. I'm reducing your probation, Judge Caprio says. You fulfilled all requirements. You've done more than required. Your license suspension is lifted. You may drive again. But remember what you learned. Remember the kids you protected. Remember the people you could have hurt. I will, Desmond says. Every day. I promise. Judge Caprio nods. Good. This case is closed. Mr. Vaughn, you're free to go. Desmond doesn't move. He stands there for a moment. Then he speaks. Your Honor, can I say something? Go ahead. Thank you. For holding me accountable. For not letting me buy my way out. For teaching me. You changed my life. I mean that. Thank you. Judge Caprio's eyes soften. Just a little. You're welcome. Now go. Use what you learned. Make the world better. I will, Desmond says. And he means it. He turns. He walks toward the exit. As he passes Rosa, who came to see the hearing, he stops. Ms. Martinez, thank you. For everything. Rosa looks at him. She sees the change. She sees it's real. You're welcome, she says. I'm proud of you. Those words hit Desmond hard. Proud of you. When was the last time someone said that, and meant it? He walks out of the courtroom. The cameras are waiting. They shout questions. Desmond, how do you feel? Did you learn your lesson? What's next for you? He stops. He looks at the cameras. I learned that actions have consequences. I learned that money doesn't make you special. I learned that helping others is more important than helping yourself. And I learned that it's never too late to change. To be better. To do better. He walks away. No more questions. No more statements. Just action. That's what matters now. 6 months later, the Vaughn Safety Foundation has raised $2 million. It's funded crossing guard programs in 15 schools. It's provided safety equipment to 30 more. It's trained 50 new crossing guards. Desmond still volunteers at the youth center. 3 days a week. He teaches. He listens. He helps. The kids look up to him. Not because he's rich. Because he's real. He drives a Toyota Camry now. Used. 2019 model. It's reliable. It's safe. It's enough. He still has money. His crypto investments are still doing well. But he doesn't flaunt it. He doesn't need to. He knows now that money is just a tool. It's what you do with it that matters. One Saturday, he goes back to Benefit Street. Linda is there. Still working. Still protecting kids. He brings her coffee. They stand together. They watch the kids cross safely. You did good, Linda says. I'm trying, Desmond says. No, Linda says. You're doing. There's a difference. Desmond smiles. A real smile. Not the fake one from before. This one is genuine. Meanwhile, Judge Caprio continues his work. He sees case after case. Rich defendants. Poor defendants. Some learn. Some don't. But he treats them all the same. With fairness. With justice. With the hope that maybe, just maybe, they'll learn. The Desmond Vaughn case becomes famous. Law schools study it. It's used in ethics classes. In judicial training. It's an example of justice done right. Of consequences that teach. Of punishment that rehabilitates. The video of Desmond saying, I could buy your salary with my lunch money, has been viewed over 100 million times. But now there's another video. Desmond in his crossing guard vest. Helping kids. Smiling. The comments on that video are different. This is redemption. Everyone deserves a second chance. This is what justice should look like. The Providence City Council passes a new law, the Linda Peterson Act, named after the crossing guard. Increases funding for crossing guards. It adds more school zone cameras. It doubles fines for school zone violations. It makes kids safer. At the signing ceremony, Desmond is there. So is Linda. So is Rosa. So is Judge Caprio. The mayor thanks them all. These people, he says, showed us what justice means. What accountability means. What change means. Cameras flash. But Desmond isn't posing. He's standing in the back. Out of the spotlight. That's where he belongs now. That night, Desmond sits in his apartment. It's smaller now. He moved. The penthouse was too much. He lives in a regular apartment now. 1 bedroom. Simple. Clean. Enough. He opens his laptop. He looks at his old Instagram. The one he hasn't posted on in months. 47,000 followers. All waiting for pictures of expensive cars and clothes and watches. He types a new post. His first in months. I was wrong. About everything. Money doesn't make you special. It doesn't make you better. It doesn't solve problems. If anything, it creates them. I learned that the hard way. I almost killed people because I thought I was above the law. Because I thought my wealth made me invincible. It doesn't. I'm not invincible. I'm not special. I'm just a guy who got lucky, and then got stupid. But I'm trying to be better. To do better. To help instead of hurt. If you're reading this and you have money, use it for good. Help people. Make the world better. Don't make my mistakes. Learn from them. Be better than I was. He hits post. Then he closes the laptop. He doesn't wait for likes or comments. That doesn't matter anymore. He looks out the window. The city lights shine. Thousands of people. Thousands of lives. All of them matter. All of them have value. Rich or poor. Powerful or not. All equal. All important. For the first time in his life, Desmond understands that. Really understands it. And it changes everything. This is what justice looks like. Not just punishment. Not just consequences. But change. Real lasting change. From arrogance to humility. From selfishness to service. From entitlement to empathy. Money can buy many things. Houses. Cars. Clothes. Watches. But it cannot buy back time. It cannot undo harm. It cannot purchase respect. And in Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom, it definitely cannot buy justice. Because justice isn't for sale. It's for everyone. Equally. Always. No matter how much money you have, or who your father is, or what kind of car you drive. That's the lesson. That's the truth. And that's what Desmond Vaughn finally learned on a street corner in Providence, holding a stop sign, protecting children, becoming the person he should have been all along.